How's it going, everybody? What's up? Back again for another version of Junk Wagon Productions. My plan today is to take this old dirt car and take that nice little belt motor and marry those. But first, we have quite a few welds, well, 3 in total. Well, 1 crack, 2 welds to fix that were kind of poorly executed, to say the least, so that I can set my motor. You know, the drive's kind of been slacking here lately, and work has kind of been quite heavy. My little business and working on trucks and that good junk. Me and this old girl, that little Freightliner box truck, have been hanging out together a lot. Log trailers, grain trailers, trucks going down, tires, blah, 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 which is what I do. So, let's go back to the having fun part. While it's a midday and I'm kind of slow for once, might as well get to a few welds. I marked them with paint the last time. Some have non-fusion, some are a crack, and one's just the ugliest thing I've ever seen that probably could go without being welded, but no need not fixing it while we can. So let me show you what our problem is and we'll go from there. All right, now this is a weld that pretty much you can see the rust at the bottom. So there was a mount of non-fusion in it. So I'm just gonna grind the weld out, rewash it back in, so we have fusion per side instead of, you know, fusion on the top, no fusion on the bottom. The biggest thing while setting the motor is we have a crack in one of our motor mount stands. So more or less bevel it out, wash it over. You can see it's got a crack here, a crack there. I'll wash over it real well and it'll be ready to go. The other one is, I don't know, maybe Ray Charles welded with his feet before his passing, and no fusion either side. It's kind of an ugly weld standing up by itself, which we'll have to remove this just to get enough room to grind it out. And I may grind the other side out because it's kind of ugly as well. But now for the fun part. Let's go get our welding stuff set up, and more or less it's mobile on a truck. So, and I filled all my bottles today. I believe I got an oxygen bottle, argon bottle for aluminum, as well as a mix today. So let's go get our stuff set up and I'll get back with you then, put you on a tripod, and you can watch me work a little bit. And if it all plays out so well, she shall go home. All right, here we go again, everybody. We back, got the welder out, got all the gas lines strung to it. Broke out a new DeWalt grinder because I burned mine up yesterday welding on 3/4 stuff and grinding on 3/4 stuff to bevel. So pretty much, more or less, I'm just gonna jump in. I've got to grind a couple welds, slick up a couple cracks so they'll be penetratable, which on this thin of tubing, more or less throw some heat at it. It'll fill the crack. Definitely if it's a crack like it looks like. So more or less clean the paint off is what we're gonna do. I still got to take that reservoir off, but more or less, if you like watching grinding, you got to get there sometime. But all right, I guess I'm gonna get to work. And before we get too excited, not a big fan of the safety squints. Had my eyes drilled way too many times, and I've had cotton swabs pull metal out of my eyes too. So we will be wearing safety glasses, at least in this shop. Safety squints, nah, not the biggest fan. Let me go get some safety glasses and I shall return. We'll get to work. Hey, penetration. Something the last folks did not understand what it meant. But look at it. Alright, now for the motor mount part. We've had quite a few cracks in it. I'm probably going to 2-pass it just to be sure and get this. Because I ground the actual weld off locally here. And then the crack was just outside the weld, which you'll find on thinner tubing. This used to be a super late model car, so it may have had 600, 800, maybe close to 1,000. I closer to the 6 to 8, but you never know. Maybe it had a big boy motor in it one time. So let's fix this. We're gonna do the fun part. Plug this unit in now. Okay, well the last weld just barely touched the edge of the crack, so I'm going to throw just a little bit smaller pass on it, just to wash over the crack, so you're actually going to know this away. And make me feel a lot better when we go whoop-pow here directly, hopefully, next month or so. Oh, wait, fire. We don't like it. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Okay, folks. After a good dead battery session and a slight cool down, you can't weld, you spray paint. If you really can't weld, you grind it and then spray paint. We just gonna spray paint to save us some rust. Yeah, we'll go with that can't weld part of it. But I want to show you once it's spray painted. Then it'll look pretty. When it bubbles on, kind of like powder coat, except it's totally different. And the runs don't mean anything. It means you kind of know what you're doing. Okay, everyone. Pretty much here we are. We threw that weld in there, nothing special. Threw that weld in there. See, like I said, you can't weld, you just paint it. And when it cooks on like so, it's just like a powder coat. And then here's the crack that we had an issue with. She wasn't the prettiest, but I promise it shall do. And it actually looked, heck, I should have showed you before it got painted. It actually looked good. Alright everyone, well next up is motor mount installation time. So this can go there. And you know, we're one step closer to having a runner. And more or less this motor is one a friend of mine, Randy Potts, built me. He's a perfectionist. He precision honed the last 10,000ths of every bore in there within a 1/10 of a 10,000th or a 1/10 of a 1,000th or something of being perfectly circle. He's that kind of perfectionist. It took him a little while, but it's kind of expected when you get perfection or perfection to that extent. And more or less it's just a 40 over 350. It was built for a class locally around here called A Hobby, and if they don't really change the rules at Rome Speedway, it will be more of an econo bomber. Very, very good chance of being a competitive motor if the drivers can be competitive. So that's kind of like where we're at. And this Trak-star chassis. It's got a little wear to it, but honestly, it's in pretty good shape. It had very minimal repair. It's still got a few more spots to repair, but today I would actually like to get the motor in it to get motivated myself, you know. But like I said, just a 40 over 350, a stock 906 head with some really good valves, good springs in it, a custom Isky ground cam, and pretty much the best of the best you can get out of stock components, pretty much in a balanced state. And pretty much we're hoping she's going to be a runner. Well, if the driver becomes as good as the motor is, we'll probably have a competitive car. But I've had one season in and I led one lap this year. I was quite excited, and then pretty sure my hands swapped on the sides of the steering wheel. I couldn't drive anymore. So yeah, like I said, it probably depends more on the driver than it does the car and the motor. So I got some seat time more to get, but let's get these on, and then let's get the engine plate on so we can get this old girl in. Honestly, it's probably the quickest engine swap you've ever seen, or engine install you've ever seen, as long as everything goes kind of semi-okay. It's just stick it in, get the dial pins in, put one bolt in the back, get the motor mount bolted down, and home she be. So let me go grab some bolts and see you in just a second. All right, everybody. Dirt car motor mounts are about the simplest install in the world. 3 bolts, impact, done. No mess, no worries. I like to run down on one just in case we got a burr in the thread, so we don't go cracking stuff. One. That's a 2. Ah, you would be this guy. Nope, maybe not. Now we wind her up to the 3 spot and, you know, give her a good few ugga-duggas. Torque to spec, torque to spec. And torque to spec. Motor mounts, other side's already done, so more or less let's put a motor plate on it and send her home. All right, everyone, something else I've noticed that probably needs to have a little attention paid to it is the motor plate has 2 bolts in the top, no bolts in the bottom. No bolts in the bottom can be an issue, mostly because when the motor gets in here, there's enough room to do it. Boy, it'd be a whole lot easier without. So I'm gonna loosen these up so I can make stuff move around so I can get all 4 bolts. Yeah, give it a little bit of movement. That's what we're shooting for. Yeah. We can learn how to run this. Like so. Washer in a nylock. Quite a fan of the nylock. A lot less capability of backing up. Come on, hands up, tell me now. Try to go from this side. Maybe if we look. Yes. That's the way to do it. Lindsay engine plate installed. More or less the 2 motor mounts set. Posted on top of these. Engine will lean just a hair to the driver's side. Notice the maybe they're just missing. Just make sure the threads are good while we're at it. Check everything. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a little anti-seize in this, but should be. Changed my mind. Grab a ratchet. Much easier. Get a few more threads than I'll feel more comfortable with this. Yeah, we got 6 or 8 threads in there, so. See, the issue is we're an 1/8 inch over the engine plate, so I need one more bolt to pull the bottom side of the motor so it twists just so much. As I can see half a hole, I just need another half. So gotta find a short 3/8 bolt. Alright. 3/8 bolt in the bottom bolt hole. Let's see. Maybe that'll suck it up. It's kind of cut up. Yeah, let's just check it out. Maybe top bolt over there. Okay. Be my wife checking to get daughter. Alright everyone, welcome back. More or less I went to pick up my daughter. Had to take her home from school. And when I come back, lo and behold, we have a helper. He wanted to see his face on this video today. His name is Gavin. He's a good friend of mine's grandson, and he's interested in being helped. We're 99% of the way done, but he wanted to help me finish. Show everybody the end of the video, and more or less we just got to tighten the main motor mount bolts on the upright stands on the motor mounts themselves, and he wants to be the one to do it. So nothing like, you know, a little extra help, and he's willing to do so. See, scratch his head. He's ready to go. So, let's put him to 3 seconds worth of work. All right, everybody, now my little helper is ready to tighten up the driver's side motor mount.
So, what do I do? Do I just do that?
You pull it towards you. You pull
Yeah,
it towards you, and then you go back, and then you pull it towards you, and then you go back towards the motor.
Okay.
You gotta pull hard. Pull. There you go. See, we're at the finishing tightening point. Pull hard. And let's make sure we don't fall off. Here, I'll hold it to make sure you don't fall off. Keep going, keep going. We're almost there, man. Pull hard. Yeah, pull hard, use the strength. One more, come on, you got it, dude. Come on, pull tight, pull hard. There you go. Now let's set up the camera and get to the other side. Give my thumbs up. Ready and go. Come on now. Here, we'll give you a hand. There we go. This one's a little tighter.
Yeah.
A little trash in through. See, you got it, man. You don't even need my help. You got it. Come on, come on. See, you always keep your hands at the end so you get plenty of leverage. Push. Good job.
That it.
That's all we got, man.
So we tightened the motor mount bolts.
There you go.
And that was like all that we had left to do, and we did two more. We did 2 of them.
Yep.
We did the last 2.
All right, good job. And thank you, everybody. And this is going to be the finish of the video. Would you please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more? And please let me know in the comments if you like my little helper Gavin giving me a hand. I think he did a great job. He just got out of school as well, so he only had minimal options to do minimal things. But hey, if you'd like to see more of him and see him learn as we go, please let me know in the comments and like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of what we do. There you go.